year, women were among those that most suffered the effects of the pandemic and lockdown. In 2020, they were the victims of physical, psychological, and sexual violence at much higher rates than usual. Millions of women around the world found themselves trapped in the same house as the man who abused them. But despite the ominous figures, which led UN Women to warn of the danger of turning back up to 25 years in the field of gender equality, 2020 has been marked by several major victories for feminism worldwide. Let's briefly go through some of them, in hopes that there will be more victories to come. We'll start with Sudan. It is estimated that up to 86% of women and girls in Sudan have undergone clitoridectomy, a brutal practice of genital mutilation for religious reasons. The practice unfortunately survives in many different countries and cultures, but starting last July it was made illegal, and anyone attempting to carry out genital mutilation in Sudan risks 3 years in prison. Illegalizing clitoridectomy, which can even be fatal, is an important step towards improving the living conditions of women in the country.
Only yes means yes. This was the slogan behind a law passed in Spain banning all forms of sexual violence. According to the rights organization Geoviolencia Sexual, during 2019, the country recorded a record number of sexual assaults. Under the new law, any kind of intrusion without consent is considered rape and punishable by 4 to 10 years in prison. The decision, which followed calls from protesters, activists, and rape victims for changes to the law, made Spain the 10th European country to designate sex without consent as rape. Now on to Tanzania and Sierra Leone, who have repealed laws banning girls from attending school while pregnant. These laws had kept countless girls away from school, depriving them of significant opportunities to improve their standards of living. Of course, the two countries of sub-Saharan Africa still have a long way to go in terms of achieving gender equality, starting with tackling the various factors that lead to pregnancies at such a young age, while also reducing instances of child marriage.
In Scotland, as of November of last year, all menstrual products are available free of charge to schoolgirls and anyone else who needs them as part of a government-funded program. A survey by Plan International UK found that 1 in 10 British girls does not have enough money to buy menstrual products, while 49% have missed an entire day of classes because of their period. Scotland is the first country in the world to pass such a law, setting an example for the rest of the world.
Salaries. On average, women earn 77 cents for every dollar men earn around the globe, exacerbating inequality and poverty. After decades of protests, some countries are taking the first steps towards addressing this injustice. In July, New Zealand passed a law banning employers from offering lower pay based on gender. The law aims to ensure that women working in low-paid sectors will receive equal pay for the same jobs. In October, Spain introduced legislation that it hopes will curb wage inequality. The country now requires companies to publish wage information on an annual basis, punishing offenders with fines of up to 187,000 euros. Big companies have also been forced to draw up a 4-year plan to balance the number of male and female employees.
With a historic decision, Argentina has just become the third Latin American country, along with Uruguay and Cuba, in which women have won the right to abortion. And it's not an isolated case. In recent years, Latin America has been rocked by movements for the right to self-determination, symbolized by a green headscarf. To date, millions of women in the region have been forced to either become mothers prematurely or have abortions in precarious conditions and at risk of prosecution. There have even been cases of women being jailed for seeking medical help after a miscarriage. The influence of the Catholic Church, which treats abortion as murder, has led to hardline abortion stances in South America, but all over the world, women are taking the lead.
From Katerina Sakellaropoulou, who became the first female president in Greece, to Kamala Harris, who's also from a minority background, we're seeing more and more women holding senior positions around the world. Both the USA and New Zealand have seen a significant increase in the presence of Indigenous women being elected to political office. Of course, female political representation alone is not a sign of equality, and in many cases, it's used as a tool to divert attention from real gender oppression. However, as long as the struggle continues, Such examples will remain a powerful symbol for our young girls and women.
Not all the movements launched last year reached a successful conclusion, but that doesn't diminish their importance. From Belarus to Chile, Turkey to Poland, women have taken to the streets to create some of the most powerful images of 2020. Though often bloody, protests they have managed to freeze legislation that would have trampled their rights, informing the world about the oppression they are experiencing within their country, and showing that they are determined to defend their freedoms. Unfortunately, the young women of Myanmar already count a number of victims in the fight to make their country a more democratic one, for this generation and for generations to come. In the hopes of a brighter future for every inhabitant of this planet, once again, we want to thank you for watching Eutopia. Please subscribe to our channel and click on the bell to be informed when a new episode goes online, and if you want, leave a comment. Thanks again!